A person's life is a reflection of his way of thinking, whether this method is negative or positive, and his thoughts are a reflection of his perceptions, and there is a direct correspondence between the way a person thinks and his behavior towards the various matters and situations he is exposed to. Negative thoughts leave their bad effect, and these thoughts often cause these golden opportunities in a person's life, and preventing a person from taking control of himself and moving forward to achieve his goals. Negative thinking pumps with it an amount of despair capable of controlling a person's life in a miraculous way, and this thinking often dominates a person's lifestyle and robs it of happiness and peace of mind. We can explain the concept of negative thinking simply that it is pessimism, and an assessment of the negative consequences in advance, which prevents a person from starting his work, because he simply estimated for himself failure in advance and expected the worst results before starting work of any kind. And here is the importance of the person seeking to convert his positive negative thoughts into thoughts, and turning pessimism into optimism. Causes of negative thinking. One of the most important causes of negative thinking is a lack of self-confidence and a sense of permanent helplessness. Low self-confidence often results from following emotional influences. The more strong an individual's personality and the more confident he is of his thinking abilities and personality, the more it reflects his positive impact on him. The more shaky and weak his personality, the more negative and pessimistic his thoughts were. It is possible that negative thought will arise as a result of a situation or situation that the person went through during his life that left him a bad impression, and negative thinking, such as being criticized and mocked in front of everyone. Being hypersensitive in dealing with embarrassing situations generates negative thoughts. Negative situations precipitate in a person from an early age. A comparison between the person and his peers of the same age or specialization, while ignoring his personal strengths. Focusing on areas of weakness, and not focusing on developing areas of strength. Exaggerating the small matters and making them complex problems that leave their negative psychological impact. Away from social participation and integration into society. Intellectual void and the negative intellectual charges it generates. The lack of a clear goal allows negative thoughts to grow and multiply. The vacuum creates a fertile environment for the increase of negative thoughts. Pessimistic negative friends, who influence a person's thinking, especially if he is sensitive to the words of others. Constant fear and anxiety, and thinking about a future dominated by difficulties and problems. Psychological depression and isolation from the surrounding environment. Excessive influence from the surrounding environment. It is natural for a person to be affected by the surrounding environment, but when this influence becomes noticeably and tangibly the problem lies. There are people who are affected not only by the problems around them, but it goes beyond that to the influence of negative films and misfortunes. Ways to get rid of negative thinking. The most important thing is to develop self-confidence and destabilization, and this is done through self-contemplation and appreciation of the gifts that God Almighty has given to each of us, as each person enjoys the characteristics that distinguish him from others, and there is a positive focus on the personality here by way of specialization. And to look at a new picture of the negative characteristics and try to eliminate them. Socializing with positive people and creating a positive environment helps you start your positive thinking. Psychological and emotional balance is essential, and it can be achieved through relaxation and rest. Watch your thoughts, so you are monitoring your lifestyle. Try to eliminate all negative thoughts, and leave ample room for your positive thoughts. A person cannot think about something and restrict it at the same time. It is not possible to think about comfort and misery, success or failure. Focus your thoughts on the positive aspect in all topics. Positive thinking can be taught. It is possible to acquire the skills of positive thinking through a training course through which you gain more knowledge and education in this field. Never be self-introverted and isolated, as they form a fertile environment for pessimism. Distinguish between fact and fiction, and do not delude yourself with correct results when they are not yet complete. Control your anger and do not get upset, so that you do not make hasty decisions that cause you to regret and restrict your thoughts. Rely on your strong will. The difference between a successful person and a failed person is the difference in will. He who has strong will and high ambition has power, and those who lose it have given up and said, "I cannot." Take care of your garden, so we can compare the mind to a garden that we must take care of and plant it with the most beautiful trees and flowers, but that is not enough for these beautiful plants to grow. It is necessary to remove all the harmful weeds around them, so that they can grow properly. Be prepared for bad luck at any time, and have your mature thinking about different life situations. Eliminate viruses that attack your mind. Words such as, "I cannot," "not now," "it is too late," "impossible," words that would waste you opportunities if you did not hasten to eliminate them and get rid of them. The sea of dreams is wide, so do not be stingy on your soul and swim in the sea of dreams. Make your ambitions as much as your dreams, and open the way for your dream to renew your enthusiasm and ignite it for work. Make a lesson from the past, and don't stand long to cry over the ruins. Autogenic strategy is one of the most important strategies that help in positive thinking, and among the first countries to use this strategy is Japan, and it applied it to administrative teams, and this strategy depends on hypnosis and treatment with human energy, and after that it became used as a treatment, so it was the beginning of its use. For football and tennis players, then it was used in various administrative fields, where the person sits in a quiet place far from noise, wears comfortable clothes, and brings with him a glass of water half filled, and the method begins for the person to think about a challenge in his life and then write the reasons who found that challenge, and write the troubles that cause this challenge, and then write the goal, the method that he will follow to remove this challenge, then write the character that you will adopt to achieve this goal and the skills that you want to develop to reach that character, such as the tact in speaking, or speaking in front of an audience and others. A person begins to drink a quantity of water and breathe through the nose slowly, according to the law 824, meaning that he takes a breath from the nose by an amount 4 numbers and fills his lungs with it, then he keeps the amount of 2 numbers, and then he exhales the amount of 8 numbers or more. The more the duration of the exhalation increases, the more relaxed the person enjoys. After that, he has to close his eyes and imagine himself in the place he wishes, with all the details of the place, the furniture and the feeling that he will have when he arrives at that place, and the person repeats the same thing as he drinks a quantity of water and breathes the same way and closes his eyes, and repeat the matter for the 3rd time with the addition of more of the sensations. By doing this, you can convince the subconscious of your goal, and it helps you to achieve it by opening complex files and walking towards the goal, and by repeating the training more than once. This helps to convince the subconscious and reach the goal.